Thanks to superhero movies, comic books have become synonymous with Hollywood. But actually, you only have to drive as far as Twinsburg.
2016, I started FutureGen Comics with the intent of developing my own universe of comics and characters. And then my wife told me about a neighbor kid who she wanted a comic book that her brothers wouldn't allow her to read theirs. She was a younger girl. And so I developed a story for her and got an illustrator to create the little book, and I took it over to her parents for them to okay it. And then I guess they gave it to her because a couple of days later, the two boys were knocking on my door asking me if we could make them a comic book. So that's kind of how FutureGen got started. It's a interconnected character universe where characters are always 3 or 4 degrees separation from each other. Of course, there are characters that are directly interacting, but overall, it's a lot like Marvel and DC. It's, that's really the prototype of how to build out a universe of characters, and it's been proven for almost 100 years. So we actually use that same type of format as we developed our character universe. We actually have a superhero character with a normal body, would be by standards considered plus size. But yeah, we have superhero bodies, we have normal bodies, heavier bodies, thinner bodies. We've tried to bring across an entire gambit of sizes so that people could possibly see themselves in the comic. Prima Diva was a character that we developed on behalf of Olivia D. Piori, a Down syndrome supermodel. And Olivia actually went to school with my son, Keith, and when she was preparing to go to New York Fashion Week, I was able to connect with her and her mom, and we were able to come up with Prima Diva sitting in Starbucks in Twinsburg, and came up with the concept. We got Olivia's favorite color. She sent us a photo in her favorite dress, and we used that information to develop her character, Prima Diva. We sell our comics and our posters on our website on FutureGenComics.com, and people can buy them and actually also have their own superhero developed through us. If you have a written script, we'll review that script with you, make any adjustments alongside you that we need to in order to have the script illustrated by our illustrators, and we create your comic book. It can be anywhere from 8 pages to 42 pages. We were able to do some work for LeBron James Family Foundation, which got us a little recognition, and we were interviewed by ABC News, and it went national. The LeBron James Family Foundation poster that we developed for them, it actually hangs in their gallery at the foundation school, at the I Promise School, and of course LeBron James in the front. And he's flanked by foundation members who we've turned all into superheroes. It's pretty easy to turn LeBron into a superhero. He's already built like that. But we did all the characters, we did the little story, we called their superhero team the Foundation, and they all have super abilities that flow from the Foundation's wristbands that they sell to fundraise for the kids. So we made those wristbands endowed with super abilities, and when you put them on, then you can borrow those abilities. We have just completed a project with the Pro Football Hall of Fame. This is an early sketch of the overall project. These are 2 mascots for 2 historically black colleges and universities that play in the Black College Football Hall of Fame Classic game. It was Morehouse versus Virginia Union this year, and we did the Morehouse shaking hands with Virginia Union. And the final project, we had the Black College Football Hall of Fame members all flanking them, and we had cheerleader, dancer, drum major, coach. Everybody had on capes and was superheroed out, and it went very well. The hall was fantastic to work with, and we're looking forward to doing other projects with them.
I understand you're a local native. When you were in high school, were you into comic books back then?
I absolutely was into comic books back then, although I don't think I really expressed that much throughout school. I was an athlete, and I really focused on that in school. But absolutely, I've been enjoying comic books since the early '70s. So yeah, I actually started my collection probably around my freshman, sophomore year in high school at R.B. Chamberlain, which is now Twinsburg High School. So you know, I love Twinsburg, and I love my family and friends from here, and it's just been phenomenal.
What would your advice be to a young person out there who has a hobby they're so into they wish they could make a living doing it?
Well, first of all, believe it. You can make a living doing it. That seems to be the biggest issue with young people and even older people who have an ability that they may consider a hobby or just a creative niche that they enjoy. There are many, many ways to find out how to generate revenue from those talents. And you have to look at it like that. It's a talent. And all talents are valuable somewhere, somehow. You just have to be able to see past your fears and try to find a way that this could be popular to the masses.